Hello and welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod. We're here on day 4114. If you look ahead, which is really weird to say when you say look ahead and you're saying 4,000 days. But anyways, a 5-star King cover is on the horizon at day 4120. Cool. I mean, he's good. He's still good. Very usable, very viable. I still abuse him in PvP cheesing because, I mean, that's what he's good at. We're here for a crash. It is currently, right now, as I'm sitting here, hey John, how's it going, bud? It is Sunday night where I'm at, meaning the last possible day of the crash. And I apologize for getting to this so late, but hey, the day escaped me because I've been spending a lot of my time learning to edit videos. If you've been watching my videos for any amount of time now, you know that they're very unedited. I like to keep things very raw, very much intentional. And A, yes, it's because I don't know a lot about editing. But B, I like to be honest too. I kind of like honest transparency. If I say, things kind of weird, I don't want to go back and like pretty it up with makeup and make it look like fake. It's just not me. It's less human. But at the same time, I do understand that people have time and you don't need to be going through what you're doing right now, explaining every single thing. And some of you are probably already fast forwarding past this, and that's okay. Do that all you want. But I like to keep it real for those who like it real. So, without further ado, well, I'm still going to keep learning to edit. It's good for me. And we're going to get into this crash. When I say this crash, I mean these two crashes. There's two of them this time. I looked back in my archives and I thought to myself, do we need to run this crash? Do I need to record it? Because honestly, if I already have like a record of this in our playlist, which is hundreds long. Go ahead, look up the Crash the Title playlist under P.I. McLeod under YouTube. Go for it. Hundreds of videos in there because I just keep doing this. We need this one. This one is against 2, which this guy hasn't done yet. I kind of cheated and looked ahead. I had to see to make sure it was worth it, right? And here we are. Let's get that squeeze out of this. King of the away team. That's correct. And yeah. I am going to try to keep being me, but I will get editing knowledge within this brain eventually because honestly, learning something new is something everyone should keep doing. It's satisfying. First up, Spider-Man, that dude, the wall crawler, that menace to society, as J. Jonah Jameson would say. He's a 3-3-3. He is not cheating because he would never cheat. Peter Parker is not a cheater. 3-star Spider-Man was one of the earlier 3-stars in the game. Bar none, there wasn't too many. There was only so many 3-stars in the game at the time. Not even a fraction of what there is now. It's so much less. He was one of the cheapest stunners, and still kind of is, at 5 blue AP to stun someone for a turn, not to mention up to 3 turns, depending on webs out there. There's still nothing to sniff at. His yellow used to be web bandages, no joke. It used to cost like 12? I think like 12 yellow? Something expensive for what it did. And it did healing for... God, was it someone or your whole team? I think it was just someone. They had to pick someone. God, it was horrible. There was a reason it changed. But you healed someone based on the webs you have out there, using them as bandages, and then it used the webs. The webs were gone. So, yeah, the developers at the time were like, yeah, no one's using this. I wonder why. It's expensive maybe. Maybe people value, damage over healing. Yeah, there was a lot of factors. No more web bandages. Now we have, this yellow that is now basically a nuke. It turned into kind of what Doctor Strange's active yellow is. It's just a yellow nuke. That's what it is. It does more damage if you have a downed ally on your team, though, which is something notable. Sorry, I missed a couple things there. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Good to see you. Lord of the Depths, nice. Yeah, dreading work in the morning. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to push out of my brain by doing this here with you guys. And then finally, Spidey's purple is his reflexes, basically, for lack of better words. It's passive. And if you match a purple, not anyone, just your team. In other words, it's not like Bullseye's. Bullseye's 2-star Bullseye says, hey, anyone matches a purple, I'm making a projectile. 3-star Spidey says, no, only if my team matches a purple, I'm going to make a projectile. But get this, it's going to be stronger the more webs that are out there. True story. So the more webs you get out there, the stronger that projectile is. And last I checked, it doesn't really have much of a cap, so it can get pretty beefy. But no one's really using 3-star Spidey for his projectile making prowess. Honestly, if you're going to use them at all, it's about the blue, the cheap 5 AP blue multi-turn stun. Let's call it what it is. Anyways, from first aid to massive pain. It's very true. Okay, let's get into it. We get to go against him with Mysterio, aka Quentin Beck. Mysterio is a highly underrated character in the 4-star realm. I say underrated because, honestly, well, he doesn't pack a lot of a punch. He's not sitting here like with a master nuke with a great scheme, but he has some tricks up his sleeve that if you know how to abuse them, they can take you very far. Even better yet, he is kind of a support. Well, no, he is a support character through and through. And with the right teammate, Kang, he can go the distance. Very, very far. Let's get into why. First, let me take off these boosts. Don't need those. Kang has a bunch of tricks up his sleeve, and, well, I think we should just start with the purple, right? What's that, John? You have no patience for his tricks. Gotcha. Well, we'll see about that. So his purple is actually pretty cheap for what it provides. For 7 purple, the From Thin Air basically states you turn Mysterio invisible for 4 turns. And then you create 5 blue trap tiles that each deal an amount of damage when matched or destroyed. So destroying is a nice part of it. Like the fact that you can make a match 4 and just go right through it, or do some sort of tile destruction madness like Mighty Thor would actually, if she hit one of these accidentally, it would do damage. It actually works. Also, if Mysterio is invisible, those trap tiles deal even more damage. Is this a great power? No, not necessarily, but at the same time, invisibility for a good amount of turns, and then on top of it, trap tiles that actually go off when matched or destroyed, it's not a bad set for the cost. No passive power, so that kind of brings it down a tad nowadays. Everyone kind of wants a passive with everything, but for what it's worth, 7 purple getting you a lot in this package. His blue, for my next trick, is his passive, and it needs to not be underestimated, especially when put with Kang, once again, okay? At the start of your turn, if Mysterio has 8 or more blue, convert 5 of it to yellow and deal 713 damage. Well, it's my level. It deals some small amount of damage. That's really what it is, right? To the highest level enemy, which is kind of silly if you think about it. The highest level enemy, geez. That's kind of not good. You're just tapping them. Anyways, if Mysterio still has 4 or more blue AP after consuming this or converting this AP to yellow, then you stun the target for 2 turns. So basically you need 9 blue to get that stun. 8 to do the conversion. That's the minimum requirement. But if you have 9 blue when it happens, you're going to have 4 left over, and that creates the 2-turn stun. Okay? Do you have a way to create blue tiles? Generate blue AP. Somehow get blue AP. Do you know Bishop generates blue tiles very easy with projectiles? Not joking. Put projectiles out there, a good amount of them, and he just makes a ton of blue tiles passively. Just does it. Guess who's gonna have a lot of blue AP? You will. Guess who's stunning people passively? You will. There's other ways to go about this. Any way to get blue AP and you get free stuns. The converting to yellow is not to be overlooked either. How many people you know make yellow AP? Not a lot. I mean, I could think of 4-star Wilson Fisk. I can think of the fact that 5-star Golden Oldie's helping you out. But hey, if you're on 5-star Golden Oldie level, then you probably don't care about Mysterio anymore, do you? So someone that generates yellow that we talked about that can make people invisible, can heal people, can cause nukes like Doctor Strange's, yellow AP is kind of OP sometimes. There's a lot of good stuff for it. There's a reason there isn't a lot of yellow AP generators, and it's kind of staying that way. So for the King part of it, I'll state this now because we have this screen up. Remember that 3-star and 5-star King have an ability that states, I think it's on his blue, that states when you have AP stolen from you for any reason, King gives it back. This counts as stealing. It's a misnamed ability or miswritten ability of Kang's, because really whenever any AP leaves your hands without you spending it freely with an active power, then King gives it back to you. So like, you know, obviously things like Black Widow steals your AP, King gives it all back to you. But stuff like this, where you actually lose it through a passive power, King still gives it back to you. He's kind of like just sitting there behind you like, oops, you dropped this, here you go, buddy. So this 5 blue AP goes right back into your pocket. You already did your 2-turn stun. You have 5 more yellow AP for it, and you still got your blue AP back. That's called a win-win-win-win-win. It's really good. But if that's, you know, that's a whole nother team thing. This is a one-on-one fight. Not going to apply here. Just keep that in mind. If you want a fountain of yellow AP and infinite 2-turn stuns, put them with King. Finally, there is the yellow, the Pledge. Probably his least important ability, but there's still a trick to be done with it. Let me pump it up to 5 so you can see its full potential. For 6 yellow, which isn't a lot, you get a 4-turn countdown tile, not fortified unfortunately. While it's on the board, when you make a yellow match, you generate purple AP instead. When the countdown tile goes off, Mysterio steals a burst of health from a random enemy and ally. Okay, so he gets healed, but at the cost of a little bit from your ally and a little bit from an enemy. That's not the point of this. The point of this is the matching yellows creates purples. If you have a way of creating yellow tiles out there on the board, you have a fountain of purple AP potentially incoming, or should I say purple matches, which leads to purple AP. I have used this before a time or two to get certain purple powers fired more often. I've put him with 5-star Loki to get his dagger surprise firing off quite surprisingly fast, because obviously purple matches are making you purple AP, but then yellow matches are also making me purple AP. That's a thing. And you can make this yellow AP, you need to fire this off just by getting enough blue, because the blue transmits to yellow, cast the yellow. Now yellow and purple matches are making you purple. I had a lot of dagger surprises those fights. Kind of fun. Still not OP or meta or anything, but it's a fun little trick. Anyways, I keep that down to 3 because honestly, I'm only going to use that ability when I have a plan with a whole team set up for that, and I can't imagine I'm going to have that too often. Most of our damage is going to come from thin air and for my next trick. Stun potential and, of course, traps. Everything else is just going to be pure slobber knocker, box them out, okay? If you need something else to help out with this, may I really suggest the Tinkerer, okay? Tinkerer has a chance of creating a strike tile when a supporter character fires a power. His powers are somewhat cheap. While they're invisible, supporter characters' powers deal an additional 4,000 damage. Now mine's level 250. Obviously yours might vary from this, but still, when you're invisible, you deal extra damage. That includes his traps. That's all his stuff, okay? His powers are going to kick butt a lot more. And then rank 5, you get extra black AP, which he's not going to use. Who cares? That's not what we're here for. Okay, so it's just a suggestion. If you want to deal more damage while he's invisible, that's a big deal. Other than that, keep note that Mysterio is one of the only characters that's counted as a hero and a villain. You can use the whole gamut of supports for the most part. You know, he's not Black Panther, Captain Marvel, so those are out of the question. But beyond that, he can use pretty much anything else. Feel free to go hog wild with your imagination on what he can do. Anyways, we won't be using those right now. There's only one thing left for us to do. We're going to go back, turn off the animations, or turn on the animations, because I always forget to do it. Shoot, you could set your timer to this for me every time, huh? Character effects, story, Deadpool Daily, Spidey, Mysterio versus Spider-Man, or Quentin Beck versus Peter Parker. Let's get into it. Alright. So what did we learn? We want blue. A lot of blue. And it's good to have the blue because Peter Parker stuns with blue. So we should really try to get that. Also, Spidey has a yellow nuke. We don't want him to get it. He won't spend the purple, but he'll gain it. He'll gain a projectile if he matches it. Okay? Unfortunately, there's a match 4 of yellow that also goes through some blue. We kind of have to take that. But I need that purple and that blue. We have 6 blue right now. If I can get a match of 3, I'll have that 9 and get that 2-turn stun on him. I guess I don't see that though right now. Let's get that purple. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Got everyone doing the Mark lingo. That's great. I don't see a good match in here, so I don't want to give Spidey a yellow though. Like if I move this team up to the left, there's a chance another yellow could drop, but if it doesn't, he's gonna have a yellow match, and I don't need him getting extra yellow for any reason. So let's bring this down a notch. See, let him put the stuff into place for us. I will take this yellow into team up. Oh, I made a blue for him. Oh well. Holy, match 5. Computer always lucking into that stuff, huh? I don't see a yellow match. I don't see a blue match. I don't see a purple match. Let's see if there's any cascades that can give us something cool. Nothing obvious. God, nothing obvious at all, huh? I better use that crit tile then just to get it out of the way, huh? I guess I'll put it there. Okay. So there's a yellow match for me, but it might give him a blue. We're just gonna wing it. Here we go. The pledge. I'm gonna clean some countertops with his pledge. And I don't see... God, all the good matches have dried up. That's what we get for fighting a fellow blue, purple, yellow dude. Match this green? Hoping for a purple to fall? Nope. Man, there's nothing going on here. Try not to give him a match. And there's a match. Yep, I'll take this green over here. There, he had to give me the purple. So let's try not to lean into giving him any more. So we'll take this right there. Okay, got a little bit of healing out of the pledge. We're going to do the from thin air. Basically making us invisible, putting some traps down. Now remember, anytime I match them, well, you get it. If I get the match in there, I do some damage because of the traps, and these would kill him. It's 1296 damage or 2041 at my level for each one. So I match those 3, I win. But I want to do all the animations, right? So let's do this first. He's killing himself. Never mind. He sacrificed himself for the greater good. I wanted to see the blue drain. Get that ability fired off. Oh well. We got one more fight to deal with. And this is the reason I had to run this video tonight, or this stream. The last time Mysterio was in Crash the Titans, we still had only 1 crash at a time. That's what my last 2 Mysterio crashes show. So, what's his other fight? Carnage. Yikes. Carnage has a really nasty ability of putting out attack tiles every turn with his black passive. He puts out enemy ones and and friendly ones. I'm sorry. For that, he's going to hurt himself a little bit every time too. The good thing about this is he could always keep hurting himself with those attack tiles, and we could potentially be invisible for part of this if we get enough blue AP. If you notice, Carnage has exactly the opposite colors of us, red, black, and green, meaning we're not going to fight over them. He's going to let me have all the colors I want, and unfortunately, I'm going to let him have his colors too. Carnage has a nice red nuke that... if you cast it at 7, which is all it needs, just does damage across the enemy team. It also hurts his teammates, unless he has 10 or more red AP, and then it does not hurt his teammates. How thoughtful of him. His green is a board shake, just a wild tile destruction throughout the board. Just does like a nice random smattering of destruction, right? But it does a bunch of damage per actual special tile it hits. And there could be a lot of them because Carnage, well, at level 3 for his black, will make 2 friendlies and 2 enemy tiles every turn. It only stops when he gets up to 10 friendly tiles on the screen. Once 10 friendly specials are out there, then he stops making it. But he will resume if it gets under that 10 mark. Anyways, shouldn't be too hard. Unfortunately, he has more damage output than we do. I'm just thinking as long as we go invisible at least once, we'll probably have the upper edge. Oh, got to run, John? Okay. Talk to you later, man. Let's get into this. Mysterio versus Carnage. Well, should we heal him up? Nah, we should be fine. I hope. What's up, Mark? Not gonna lie, I was so on Carnage bandwagon, was slowly starting to get off board. Don't get me wrong, I'm awesome character, but looking for another 4-star team. I don't blame you one bit, Mark. Carnage has a lot of fun tricks up his sleeve, but honestly, it's kind of, well, really a 2-trick pony at best. He's your fountain of attack tiles, and he's also a board shake guy, good at doing random destruction. Beyond that, I wouldn't put a lot of faith into him otherwise. Let's take that match 5 black right there to start, because why wouldn't I? I'm probably gonna, I see no reason not to make this purple into blue and green. Get used to that animation. He does that every turn. This is before they kind of stopped doing that. I don't see no good blue matches, yellow matches, or purple matches, so we're gonna make a cascade just because we can. Well, there's a purple into blue, so let's take that. Let's go with this from thin air. There we go. So now we're invisible. We got our 5 traps out there. Now, unfortunately for us, he can overwrite them by creating attack tiles on top of them. And that doesn't count as destroying or matching, so that does suck for us. But what are you going to do? Not cast the ability? What I'm doing is I'm hoping for a blue to fall down from the sky right here. And it didn't. He's not likely to match a blue tile. He's going to be going for black, red, and green. So I'm going to take this black match 4 and hoping that he leaves that blue match up in the upper right hand corner alone. God, he overrode a lot of it though. So let's take this. There's the from and thin air hit. He's down to 5k health. And now I'm going to have enough blue to do my passive. For my next trick, there we go. Now he's stunned for 2 turns. I'm still invisible. I'm going to cast the pledge while I'm all invisible. For some reason, that's still visible. We're going to do this yellow into blue nonsense. And we could pretty much end the fight. Well, almost end the fight right here. Get that from thin air. I'm not invisible anymore, so I didn't do the extra damage, but we got him under 1k left. Not much left to say. Oh man, look at that. We still had enough blue AP, so we did the stun again. And that's why Mysterio can be pretty dangerous. Get that blue AP, free passive stuns. That's nice stuff. So, there's Mysterio's Crash the Titans. Is he meta? Not even close. Is he easy to beat? Yeah. But does he have tricks? Oh yeah. He's definitely a support character through and through. He can help you make purple AP. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me say that right. He can help you make yellow AP out of your blue AP. And that yellow AP can be used to cast a countdown that creates purple out of yellow matches. There's a lot going on there. And it's not too difficult to unpack. You just have to have a plan. And that's really what Mysterio is all about. Do you have a plan? Well, he can help you see it through. If you're having trouble with that fight, and this none of this helped you out, if you don't have the right supports for it, let me know. Drop me some sort of word here on on Twitch, on YouTube, Facebook Messenger, somewhere. I'll be happy to look through it and try to help you out. I know it's kind of late for this one to drop, so you're probably not going to get to it this time, but next time I'm here for you. I apologize if we got to this too late. But I got to get back to trying to learn how to edit more stuff, because that's kind of what I'm pouring into, you know, besides family and kids and career. Yikes. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me, Mark. Thanks, John. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you dropping by as always. I'll see you guys really, really soon. Later, everybody. Bye.